Welcome along to this deep dive. We've got a really interesting source here today. It's basically a guide mapping out a 1-month journey.
That's right. And it's all centered around gratitude and, well, self-discovery.
Yeah, and our mission here isn't just to, read through it. We want to really unpack what this journey is actually about.
Look at the specific things it asks you to do, the practices.
And get a sense of the potential impact it's aiming for over those 30 days.
The core idea, it's quite simple on the surface, isn't it?
It is. Just taking intentional steps every single day for a month.
All geared towards nurturing gratitude, mindfulness, and self-awareness, actively doing it.
And the guy, it makes some pretty big promises, actually.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't hold back.
Yeah.
It talks about potentially reshaping your whole mindset.
Improving your mood significantly.
And ultimately unlocking what it calls the fullness of life. Big stuff.
So for you listening, think of this as a chance to understand how a structured approach like this is actually designed.
How does it suggest you can cultivate more joy? Maybe understand yourself a bit better.
And perhaps even nudge you closer towards your own goals. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the guide kicks off by looking at gratitude. But it reframes it a bit.
How so?
Well, it makes it really clear from the get-go. Gratitude isn't just described as, a passive feeling. It's framed as a practice.
A practice. Okay, that immediately changes things, doesn't it? It's active, not passive.
Exactly. You're not just waiting to feel grateful, you're actively engaging in being grateful.
Right, you're doing gratitude.
And this active approach, the source links it directly to that transformative potential we mentioned.
Reshaping mindset, improving mood, that fullness of life thing again.
Yeah, and it uses some really great quotes to kind of emphasize this point.
Like that classic one from Melody Beattie, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life.
That's the one. Suggests it's the key, really.
Opening the door to appreciating what you already have.
And there's also this idea that, well, the more you practice it, the more you find to be grateful for.
Like a positive feedback loop.
Kind of, yeah. The more you practice gratitude, the more there is to be grateful for. It's presented as this self-reinforcing cycle.
The idea of abundance comes up too, I noticed. There's an Oprah Winfrey quote.
Right. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more.
Contrasting it with focusing on what you don't have, which apparently means you never feel like you have enough.
Yeah, and there's an anonymous quote that echoes that really nicely. Gratitude turns what we have into enough and more.
So abundance isn't just about getting more stuff, necessarily.
It seems the guide is saying it's more about recognizing the abundance that's already there through appreciation, seeing what you have differently.
Okay, so it's a practice, promises big results.
Right.
But how does the guide actually get you to do it? What's the actual structure over the 30 days?
Well, the design is meant to be really simple, very accessible.
Okay.
The source makes a point of saying it can fit into your routine even if you only have, say, 5 minutes spare.
5 minutes? That does sound doable.
Yeah. The core mechanism is daily reflection, done twice a day.
Morning and evening.
Morning and evening, yep.
Okay, 5 minutes twice a day. What are these reflections actually asking you to think about? What are the specific prompts?
So in the morning, the prompts are really designed to set a positive, intentional tone for the day.
Right. Start the day off right.
Kind of. The first one is super simple. What am I grateful for today?
And the examples it gives are helpful, I thought. They're not like huge things.
No, exactly. It could be, I'm grateful for the sunshine, or the chance to have coffee with a friend later, just everyday stuff.
Little things. Trains your brain to notice them, maybe?
That seems to be the idea. Focus on the small positives right in front of you. Then it asks you to consider, what is my intention for the day?
Intention. Okay, so not a to-do list, but how you want to be during the day?
Precisely. The examples are things like, I will approach challenges with patience, or focus on staying present. It's about mindset.
Setting a direction.
Got it.
Got it. And there's one more morning prompt.
Yeah. And this one's key. How will I take care of myself today?
So self-care is explicitly built in.
Right from the start of the day. And again, the examples are practical. I'll take a 20-minute walk or prepare a healthy dinner.
So it connects the reflection directly to concrete actions for your well-being.
Exactly. Then moving to the evening, the prompts shift. They're about looking back on the day.
Makes sense. What's first?
First up, what act of kindness did I do or receive today?
Oh, I like that it includes both doing and receiving.
Yeah, it brings in that element of connection, doesn't it? Examples are relatable too. Held the door for someone, or maybe a coworker left me a nice thank you note.
Simple things again. Then what?
Then, what brought me joy today?
Focusing on the positive experiences. Hunting for the good stuff, basically.
Yeah, encouraging you to actively notice those moments, however small they seem. Like the example, watching a funny video with my family made me laugh.
Finding joy in the ordinary. Okay. And it connects back to goals, too.
It does. The next prompt is, what small step did I take toward my goals?
Right. Anchoring the reflection in your own sense of purpose or progress.
Exactly. The example, I wrote the outline for that presentation I've been putting off, shows that it's about acknowledging those small, consistent efforts.
They count.
Okay. And then there's the mood checker at the end.
Yes. You note how you're feeling: happy, content, neutral, angry, sad, anxious. Just identifying it.
But that's not the end of it, is it? There's a crucial follow-up.
Absolutely essential. Just labeling the mood isn't where the insight comes from. The key question is, why do I feel this way today?
The why. That feels like where the real self-discovery part kicks in.
Totally. It pushes you beyond just noticing the feeling to understanding its potential source.
Like, I felt content because I finished my work and had a relaxing evening, connecting the dots.
Exactly. Linking your actions, your experiences, to your emotional state. That's the core of it.
So this structure, simple questions, morning and evening, consistently, that's the engine driving this whole 30-day process in the guide. That's the framework, yeah. But then the source goes deeper, trying to bridge these daily, 5-minute check-ins to those bigger promises.
Like reshaping your mindset, unlocking fullness, all that.
Right. How do these small daily actions supposedly lead to that?
And that's where it brings in the other quotes and connects things to broader themes.
Precisely. It integrates these larger perspectives to show what these daily practices are potentially building towards.
Okay, how does that work? Give me an example.
Well, take the daily gratitude prompts. The source connects them directly to the idea that gratitude has a much deeper, longer-lasting impact than just feeling good for a moment.
Right.
Melody Beattie's quoted again, saying, "Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow."
Wow. Okay, that gives a simple daily question a pretty epic scope.
Doesn't it? It suggests that just by intentionally focusing on what you're grateful for now, you can potentially change how you view your past and your future.
That's powerful.
And then Cicero takes it even further. He's quoted saying, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others."
The parent of all others. So cultivating gratitude might actually help other positive traits grow.
That's the implication. It's positioned as this really foundational virtue, like the bedrock.
Which also seems to tie into the power of appreciation, right? There were quotes about that, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Margaret Cottons, "Appreciation can make a day, even change a life. Your willingness to put it into words is all that is necessary."
Just putting it into words, which the prompts help you do.
Exactly. And Voltaire adds that appreciation makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well.
Interesting. So the prompts about kindness or what brought you joy, they're not just logging events.
No, the idea is they're actively cultivating this muscle of appreciation, and according to these voices, that has ripple effects.
There was also that point from William Arthur Ward about unexpressed gratitude.
Yeah, like an unwrapped gift. It reinforces why the guide emphasizes actively noting it, maybe even expressing it. It needs to be activated.
Okay. And then the prompts about intention, self-care, goals, and especially that mood checker with the why, that all feels very strongly linked to the self-awareness and reflection themes.
Absolutely. The source weaves in a lot of voices on the importance of self-knowledge. You've got Aristotle. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom.
A classic. And Socrates.
The unexamined life is not worth living. Pretty strong stuff.
Yeah. These quotes seem to provide the reason behind the daily prompts. They're the tools for that examination.
That's how it's framed. Carl Jung's ideas about making the unconscious fit here too. And Sonia Teclai calling self-reflection a humbling process for betterment.
It's all about turning your attention inward, isn't it?
Yes. Ralph Waldo Emerson puts it beautifully. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us.
And those daily prompts, especially asking why you feel a certain way, they're designed to help you explore that inner landscape.
That's the idea, giving you a practical way to do that, examining.
And finally, that focus on intentions, goals, small steps, that links directly to the growth and change aspect.
Right. Jim Rohn's quote feels particularly relevant. "Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change."
It puts the power in your hands, suggests change is intentional.
It does. It suggests that while stuff happens to you, intentional change is what really moves the needle. And there's another anonymous quote.
The one about challenges.
Yeah. We don't grow when things are easy. We grow when we face challenges, implying that the self-awareness you gain from this process might help you navigate those tough times better, leading to growth.
And it's not instant. There's that reminder about patience.
Be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year. A good reality check.
It frames it as a process where those small daily steps add up over time.
Exactly. So for you, the listener, the source is presenting this guide not just as, a random list of journal prompts. It's a structured journey.
A deliberate path.
Yeah. And by consistently engaging with these simple daily questions, the suggestion is you're actively building those muscles: self-awareness, gratitude, intentionality.
Which can potentially lead to those big positive shifts it talks about.
It's framed as you taking an active role in your own self-discovery and growth, specifically over this 30-day time frame.
Okay, so let's just recap the core mechanism then.
It boils down to simple, consistent daily questions. Morning check-in sets your intention, gratitude, self-care.
And the evening reflection looks back at kindness, joy, goal progress.
And crucially, anchors it all by asking why you feel the way you do with that mood checker.
And the source is pretty confident that this practice, even just a few minutes a day, consistently, can be transformative over a month.
That's the claim. It's about making that reflection a regular habit, a rhythm.
Cultivating that daily rhythm of appreciation and self-inquiry.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with, drawing from all this. If, as these sources suggest, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom,
and your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change.
then what does committing to even just these few minutes a day, examining your thoughts, your feelings, like this guide outlines, what could that mean?
What kind of changes could you intentionally start creating in your own life?
It's just beginning that daily examination, that looking inward. Is that maybe the first crucial step towards making the conditions perfect for the change you actually want to see? Something to think about.